The worst thing you can do when a child shuts down is ask another question. Every question adds pressure, and pressure closes the door instead of opening it. We are trained to ask questions. We try to understand. We try to help. We try to get the child to talk. But after 30 years of watching how children respond, I know something with absolute certainty. The problem is not the child. The problem is the pressure we create with the way we approach them. And a puppet, even something as simple as a sock, can remove that pressure completely. Let me show you what happens when that pressure disappears. When a child withdraws, we usually do more of what we were taught. We ask more questions. We encourage them to speak. We try harder to connect. And sometimes that works, but for some children, every attempt increases the pressure. They feel you are looking at them, waiting for an answer, expecting something, and the pressure makes them close up. I discovered this very clearly with a child in my classroom. Her name was Emma. Emma was 4 years old and she never spoke in class, not once. When I called on her, she looked down. When I tried to encourage her, she shut down even more. When I gave her space, nothing changed. I tried everything: gentle questions, private conversations, giving her time, trying to build trust, and still silence. Without my puppet, I had no idea what was going on in her mind, what she liked, what she understood, whether she followed what I was saying or not. I was just guessing, and that feels like missing something important, something you should have known. And I was missing something. Emma didn't need me to try harder, she needed me to step back. So I stepped back and let my puppet step in. Imagine Emma sitting here. Without my puppet, I might say, "Hey Emma, how was your weekend? Did something happen? Do you want to talk about it?" And every question adds pressure. Now watch what happens when my puppet enters. "Hi Emma, did you have a nice weekend?" "I did. Yes, I watched the birds in our garden. There were many of them. Yeah, robins, sparrows, and black ones. I don't know what their name is. But do you like birds?" See what my puppet did? It didn't ask Emma to respond. It simply shared something. "There's one of them that can sing beautifully. Yeah, I hear him every morning now. I think he knows I like his song. Do you think that's possible? That a bird knows that we like their song?" And this is when Emma nodded. It was just a small nod, but it was the first response I had received in weeks. And that small nod opened the door. Over the next days, Emma started talking, not to me, to my puppet. The puppet was exactly what she needed. And eventually she talked to me too, but I was the bridge. When you add a puppet, the dynamic changes. Instead of adult-child, you create a triangle. You, the puppet, and the child. The puppet becomes what I call a safe third voice. It doesn't carry authority. It can be curious without demanding answers. It can wonder out loud, and children respond to it differently. Let's take a look at two scenarios. Imagine a child coming in from recess. You can see something happened. Without a puppet, we often say something like, "What happened? Are you okay? Do you want to talk?" And every question increases pressure. Now watch what the puppet does.
Wow, something big must have happened, I can tell. You don't have to tell me what it was, but I'm here if you want to. When I'm upset, I don't want to talk right away. No, then I'm just angry or sad first. I really feel like talking yet, and that's okay, right? May I sit with you for a moment? Just sit.
Often the child starts talking later, not because we are pushing, but because we created safety. A second scenario. Sometimes we need to talk to a child about something difficult. Maybe they hurt another child. Without the puppet, we might say, "I need to talk to you about what happened." And the child immediately becomes defensive. Now watch what happens when the puppet enters.
What happened between you and Sarah today? Did you have a fight? Did she do something you didn't like?
The puppet doesn't avoid the conversation, but it enters it differently, and that keeps the door open. The puppet is always focused on the relationship, not the outcome. And here is the paradox. When you stop trying to get somewhere, you actually arrive faster. When a puppet doesn't demand answers, children share more. When the puppet doesn't push for participation, children participate more. When the puppet doesn't force resolution, resolution comes more naturally. That is why technique is secondary. You can have perfect puppet movements and perfect voices, but if you're using the puppet to get something from the child, they will feel it and they shut down. The relationship is the technique. When the relationship becomes safe, children open up. Think about it this way. You wouldn't walk up to a child and say, "Okay, I'm going to build trust with you, so you can tell me what's wrong." That is not how trust works. Trust builds slowly through presence, through showing up, through not demanding anything. Takeaway number 1. Don't use the puppet to get something. Use the puppet to be with the child. The relationship is the work. Everything else follows from that. The second shift, the puppet needs time. Don't rush to the goal. The puppet shows up during easy moments first. The morning circle, conversations, transitions, playtime. And it's just there. Curious, friendly, not asking for anything. Maybe asking questions like, "Wow, what are you building?" Or, "I wonder what we are doing today." Or, "This room is so big, I'm a little nervous here." And over time, days, sometimes weeks, children start relating to the puppet as a friend. They talk to it, they teach it, they show it things. And then, when something hard happens, they trust it enough to share. So takeaway number 2 is build the relationship first. Address the problem second. The third shift. Stop worrying about doing it right. Your voice doesn't need to be perfect. Your puppet doesn't need to move perfectly. You don't need to have all the answers. In fact, imperfection is what makes the puppet relatable. Children don't connect to perfect, they connect to real. Watch this.
Hi, I'm not really sure what to say. I'm kind of new at this. Do you ever feel like that? Like you're not sure what to say?
Do you see what just happened? The puppet was uncertain, imperfect, real. When your puppet says,
I don't know what to do here, I'm confused, I'm worried I'll say the wrong things.
Children think, me too. And that's connection.
Yes.
This is what changes everything. Not fancy voices, not perfect movement, not clever techniques. Understanding that the puppet is about relationship. Once you see that, truly see that, everything else becomes easy. Because you're not trying to perform, you're just being present. And that is something you already know how to do. The rest I can teach you. This way of connecting is for you if you want to use that different way into the child's world. And I'm here to help you build that bridge.